Let's talk about high stakes, no safety net, no safe space. Let's talk about crash and burn, gotta learn to learn from your mistakes. Red line and no silver line, and lost count of sleepless nights. Took L off the air, how will I prevail? Can't seem to get shit right. Conversation with the star player, looking in the mirror, looking crazy. You from with the ball, them turnovers cost, and you been paying for it daily. Chasing the money elusive, women you fucking wanna be exclusive. You were just coming through on some cool shit, now she really ready trying to do shit. Clocks don't stop ticking, so many obstacles on this mission. Being patient and racing time, at the same time start to get sickening. Pockets feeling super light, the burden get heavy every day and night. Knowing the phase, the birth of success, embracing that fact is part of the plight. Because and kept it real, said it get rough around that corner. The proof is something you can feel every time the darkness was upon us. The methods get lost in the madness, gotta break a few bad habits. Got a clear view of what's happening, you got the plan to put it in action. Everything you ever needed, gold mine is on the inside. Take a look deeper, slow climbs to the showtime. Everything you've been dreaming is reality on the other side. Just push through a few demons, it's a cold ride but the soul survive. Everything you ever needed, gold mine is on the inside. Take a look deeper, slow climbs to the showtime. Everything you've been dreaming is reality on the other side. Just push through a few demons, it's a cold ride but the soul survive. Now it's down to the business, alone in the room, no room for feelings. Foundations of what you've been building, put you in position to make you a killer. Stay cold-blooded like a villain when making decisions, they get what you give them. Not a politician, but you politicking and you campaign like a winner. Saints gon' turn to sinners if they can't afford their dinner. So you keep up your antennas, scan their frequencies and spin them. Play your hand aggressive, poker face, they feel the pressure. Your hunger they can't measure, raise the stakes another level. Quarantine with a money scheme and the balls to get up and get it. The market's down and it's wolves around, still manage to make sense of it. Tunnel vision on the path, build up a stash, keep foot on the gas. Go as far as you can go, then a little more, nothing is holding you back. Crack that code and then reach back, grab your brothers, we a pack. Yeah, we struggle through the troubles, but the trunk remain intact. Every victory is a blessing, players unconcerned with stats. See, the dream is to get a ring for the home team, and that's a fact. Everything you ever needed, gold mine is on the inside. Take a look deeper, slow climbs to the showtime. Everything you've been dreaming is reality on the other side. Just push through a few demons, it's a cold ride but the soul survive. Everything you ever needed, gold mine is on the inside. Take a look deeper, slow climbs to the showtime. Everything you've been dreaming is reality on the other side. Just push through a few demons, it's a cold ride but the soul survive.
This is mom, give me a call back. Love you.
Learn to cloud surf while never leaving Earth. 10 toes firmly planted in the dirt for what it's worth. See my life flash before my eyes a couple times. So I'd be lying if I said I don't believe in the divine. For reasons we can't find, the truth will probably blow our minds. This energy in the universe send chills down your spine. Had a talk with a goddess about human design. Pull my code to how I need to get my chakras aligned. Gotta break some bad habits, it's addition by subtraction. Move away from bad actors, trying to leech off your action. It's the laws of attraction, gotta see it before it happens. Gotta believe it with a passion, then receive this beautiful madness. Find a pattern in the chaos, their assessment was way off. You build it from the ground up, you own it, so ain't no layoffs. Your energy is equity, cashing on your day off. Hope to reach a couple souls, it's all a part of the payoff. Learn to cloud surf while never leaving Earth. 10 toes firmly planted in the dirt for what it's worth. See my life flash before my eyes a couple times. So I'd be lying if I said I don't believe. For reasons we can't find, the truth will probably blow our minds.
I am intentional, I am the sun, I am a Let's create a universe where the rings of Saturn. I'm the sun, you the moon, and the light reflects. Complementing each other, that makes us jest. Energy shared between us is so phenomenal. Astrological, thinking on the same thought pattern. Let's create a universe where the rings of Saturn. Our love goes deeper than the meanings, feelings, healings. Coasting on the wings of my eye. You're the air that I breathe. Goddess of my dreams. Put you on a pedestal, place the one above you. Got you going in circles, showing my love Jones. Putting me in a zone, making this house a home. How long will it take for you to realize? Open up your third eye. Enoch is just God in the physical. Queen, I'm just a man. I need you to understand that I'm God in the physical. I'm the sun, you the moon, and the light reflects.
Hey, peace and blessings, star seeds. Hey, hello, peace and blessings. Hey, knowledge born Allah. Yeah, I love that intro too. Let me tell you, they just been elevating. Every video gets a little bit better, a little bit better. Peace and blessings, star seeds. Welcome to Pronoia Starseed Podcast. This is a wonderful Wednesday. Yes, y'all good? Y'all up in the building on the late night. Yeah, it's 9:40. Something. Yeah. Y'all ready for work tomorrow? They ain't gonna even talk about that. I hope y'all doing good tonight, y'all. This is a very special Pronoia Starseed podcast. Tonight we are talking human design with our human design expert, Claudia. She is in the building tonight, so I hope y'all are ready. I'm gonna give you about 30 seconds to get your paper, your pen, your pencil, whatever you're going to write with. Send out your pigeons and let your folks know where to go. Come on over here to Pronoia Starseed Podcast because we getting ready to get into human design, the intro to human design. If you heard it and be like, what the hell is human design? What are y'all talking about? My mama made me. What you talking about? Who designed me? What you talking about? We going to tell you. Okay? No worries. No worries. So, again, I hope you got your paper and your pen. I hope you got your birth charts, not your birth charts, Lord. Or you know what? Let me just let her say it. Let me just bring her here. She tell y'all what y'all need because you know what? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. All right, let's welcome the human design star C expert Claudia to the stage. Hey, Claudia.
Hello, greetings, peace. Oh my God, got an applause.
I'm here.
Hey.
Got the sound effects, got it all going
Yes.
on. Was really good.
How you
I'm so
doing?
excited to be here. Yes.
I'm
Okay.
so Yeah, so I'm hyped to have you here. We talked about this. This is a really special show. I like the way you're gonna break this one down. We've had a couple of human design shows, but this one we kind of taking it back to the very basics, the very beginning, and letting you, do your thug thizzle. So tell the folks what they need to do, where they need to go to get what they need to participate tonight.
So we are going to just kind of like practice out, go through the very basics. Can you hear me? What's going on?
You sound muffled. Mhm.
Okay. Can you hear me better now?
Much better.
Okay. Can you hear me? Mic
Yes.
check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Is it better?
Yeah, I can hear you better. Yes, keep going. Let me see.
Okay. So we are going to talk about the very, very, very basics of human design, a little bit of kind of, I'll tell you a little bit of the story of human design and the belief and the things that it comes through with. And if you have access your body graph, you can go to jovianarchive.com. Or if that's too much, you can just Google free human design chart. There's a lot of different sites that you can go and pull your chart from. You will need your date of birth, your time of birth, your location of birth in order to. Okay, hold on. So I don't even know how to do that. Should I
Oh,
just?
it's something you just did, and you sound very clear now.
Is it better now?
No, it's in and out. Yeah, keep going. Let's see.
I'm like, should I just take that? I can take off the earphone.
Probably, yeah. I think it's. I don't know if it's muffled. Yeah. We laughing, y'all, because we talking backstage like, what is it? So don't think we crazy. Shit, like, what the fuck y'all over there laughing at? We took shrooms. No, I'm joking. Oh, you're muted. Let's unmute you. Ah, your mic. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I
You,
just took the AirPods off.
you sound amazing. I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, we're AirPod free today. My AirPods are acting up a little bit. Ah,
Yeah, you look good.
in the building.
Hello, Bella La Flor.
Yes. Okay. Reset.
Peace, 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 Jackie. Shout out to all the star seeds. Let's start this all over. Rewind. Hello, y'all. This is Intro to Human Design with the beautiful Claudia. Claudia's going to give us a great intro. Shout out to all the star seeds in the building. Thank you for being here. Let's start over.
Yes. So pretty much if you have something to write with, if you have your body graph, get those out and just kind of examine yours, see where yours is at. I might ask for some participation and ask you kind of what I would like to know what type you are, who's in the building. If we have, manifesting generators, like give me your types. If you want to talk, we'll talk a little bit about that very top part of the body graph.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was explaining when I got cut in and out is that you can go to jovianarchive.com, or you can simply Google free human design chart and just click one of the links. You'll need your birth time, your birthplace, your name, and it'll generate your specific body graph. You are supposed to have your exact birth time in order to be able to have an accurate graph, because it's kind of like a natal chart with astrology. You need your birth time. Otherwise, not all of the planetary placements are going to be exactly in sync with when you were born. And all of those details add up in terms of forming your body graph. So, yes. So go get your body graph up and just come be ready to experience and hear a little bit about what human design is. And my goal for everyone is that you walk away tonight with an idea of how you can actually use this information that we are going to impart. Because for me, the magic is in the action and the experience, and not so much the information and not so much in the overwhelm. It's about really putting it into effect and seeing it in your life.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to get into.
So I'm going to tell y'all, I am a walking, living testimony to I am learning my human design. I'm learning to live in my human design, but I can tell you that knowing this information can and will change your life, like for the better. Okay. Because a lot of things that we deal with, I think day to day, we don't know that maybe we're not built to be dealing with those things. So we just we handle them like everybody, we see everybody else trying to handle them instead of handling them in the way that we were built to handle it. So I really think this is going to be very, informational for everyone, but also it's going to really heighten your awareness of yourself. Like you're going to You're gonna identify with things. She's gonna say stuff, and you're like, how the hell does she know that about me? And it's because it's a part of your human design. And it's kind of like astrology, numerology, and everything else. It's a part of who you are, your personality. But this will go even deeper. Like, just be ready, y'all. Be prepared, be excited, and look, don't be afraid to ask questions. So the comments are open for you to ask any questions that you have. Please feel free. Don't feel like any question is like, that's stupid, I'm not going to ask. Please ask. There's no stupid questions. You want to learn as much as you want to learn about yourself tonight. Take advantage of this free information. Now, saying free, it is free. But I do say, if you feel it in your heart, please send a donation to Claudia, because this is information that she had taken years, of studying, of delving into. I mean, she is an expert. I call her an expert, not just because, I like big words. I call her an expert because she's a freaking expert. She knows this thing inside and out. And so if you feel it in your heart, like I said, to send a donation, please cash app Claudia at $ pure love energy. And we got that rolling across the screen. So, anytime that you feel it, just hit it there. Now, if you're on Facebook, love you on Facebook. I know there's a stars program. Don't click that button. Cash app Claudia. Okay. Don't send me stars. I love y'all. I love y'all. But guess what? Who gets those stars? Facebook. They get the money, they get the stuff, and I don't really see it anyway. I rather Claudia get that cash app because she's putting her energy out there, y'all. And again, this is a beautiful opportunity. So grab your pencils, your paper, whatever you got, sit back, learn about yourself. That's all I got, y'all.
All right.
That's it.
Yay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let you get into human design. I'll pop in and out, y'all. I got my paper and pen. I got my pen right here, and I
Okay.
got my little notepad right here, and we about to, you know, get busy. So,
Yes, and I would love any feedback, any questions that come up. Anybody that has already kind of tapped in a little bit to your design and has something that you want to express, come through. Let's see what happens. I don't think we're going to be here super long because it's a late night.
yes,
I'm just putting that out there. I know we all got early mornings. You know what I'm saying? We grown, we got
right,
kids.
right.
So, okay, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, well, let's get into it. Human design.
And manifesting generator in the building.
Yes.
So, pretty much to give that overview of human design, it's always good to know kind of the origins and what it is as a system. A lot of people love to ask that question, what is human design? And human design is a system to better understand yourself. It is an energy based system. There's a lot of different readers, a lot of different people that tap into human design and come at it from a lot of different angles. And the way that I like to express it is that honestly it's about your aura, it's your energy, and it's some it's the things that are unseen sometimes. And what pulling your body graph does is allows you to get a better grasp and understanding of who you are. Now, I'm of the belief that we are spiritual beings living in having a human experience, and as such, we made determinations for ourselves, and we chose this path. It's the empowered way of looking at this life that we lead here. And so, in thinking about it like that, your body graph is kind of a roadmap. It is when you pull it up, you need, like I said, your birth time. It's like pulling an astrology chart. When you pull that out, you get a body graph with human design. Your body graph is composed of two different dates that is calculated by whichever system you used. The algorithm, whatever they use to calculate your birth chart. And one side of that is literally your birth chart, your astrological birth chart, and then the other side is what's called your design, and your design is about 3 months before your birth date. And so human design is composed of your unconscious and conscious energies, and there's this duality to it. There's two sides to it. and it forms everything else that comes through in your body graph. There are different centers in human design. It's based off of the Vedic chakra system, indicating that in 1781 there was an upgrade to humanity on a whole from 7 chakras to 9. So we became 9-centered beings. There's a lot of ancient texts when it comes to chakras and the fact that there's 7 core ones. And now, even now in today's day, like people that really study energy systems have come up with even more. Like there's been over 100 chakras that are identified in terms of our bodies, in terms of the way that we function and the way that energy flows. And right now it's taken so long, since the chakras is a very ancient concept, it's taken a long time for people to start actually understanding what they are and how to interact with them in today's age. So in 1781, it said that we went from 7 centers to 9 centers. And so in a body graph, in the human design body graph, you'll see there's like this figure and there's like this triangle, and then there's shapes all around, and they all the shapes, there are 9 shapes, and those are essentially 9 centers in human design, and some of them are colored in and some of them are blank. All of them have numbers inside of them, and there are like colors going from, like, there's like all the tubing that's connecting all of the different shapes together. This is what makes the body graph. All of those numbers that are inside the centers, that's what the shapes are called, they're centers. All of those numbers correspond to different gates of the I Ching. The I Ching is another system that is used within human design. Human design is a compilation and a combination of different systems. So you'll see astrology, I Ching, Kabbalah, the Vedic system, numerology, all in one intermix with human design and that Vedic system. So on both sides of your body graph, there will be the planets. There'll be the planets and there'll be a number next to the planet. Those numbers correspond to the gates. So those numbers that are on the side are the numbers that are pronounced in your body graph. So inside the centers, there's numbers that some are shaded in and some are completely blank. The numbers that are shaded in, those are gates that you have active in your particular human design. And when you look at the side, you'll see those numbers and then with a decimal and another number next to it. So all those numbers on the side, those are the gates that planet was in at the time that you were born. So the planets on the side correspond to those gates. There is meaning behind every single one of those numbers, and those gates are the expression of energy, how energy comes in through you and how you are meant to express energy, how you process energy. All of that is kind of determined by those gates. The duality to it is that there's the unconscious, which is the design, the gates that were active those 3 months before you were actually born. And then there's the conscious one, which is said to be your personality, the things that you will readily recognize within yourself. When you start diving into human design, and I went into a little bit more intrinsic things to just kind of give you an overview, the main things to really pay attention to is human design is a system that can be used for transformation and for your knowledge of self, in terms of how you are meant to interact with the world, in terms of how you are meant to be here. And in order to do that, first, it's really about understanding the main components. All of the centers, the gates, all of that, they all have meaning and they all have importance, but it can get so complicated and so much and so overwhelming. Like the first time that I pulled my body graph was like many years ago, And when I saw it, I was like, I don't even know what this means. I don't know what this is. I don't have the time. I don't have the patience. And I just put it away because I was just like, this is too much. I don't even understand. Like my mind was not ready for that information. And a lot of people are like that. I feel like you're here because you have a curiosity about it. So allow yourself to play and be here and center in terms of what your specific body graph is and how you're meant to interact with the world, which is the biggest tool and the biggest gift that we can get out of knowing human design. So, with that said, every center that you have out of the 9 centers corresponds to a different energy, corresponds to a different authority. Whatever centers you have that are colored in, that are lit up, pretty much will determine the type of aura that you carry, because we all express energy differently. The power of human design is understanding that because we all express energy differently, we have different forms of interacting with the world. When we are born and we come into this world, there is kind of like this overarching programming that we're put into, which does not make for a lot of individuality in some senses. It's like we come into this world and we're conditioned. We are taught, we are told and talked to and placed into these boxes that were configured for us. And oftentimes we don't have a lot of room to just be ourselves, because we're immediately told, like, you're too emotional, stop, you're too sensitive, don't cry about this, your emotions are shut down. It's like you're not able to do much. So oftentimes what we find is, especially in our communities, that we are living the complete opposite of what we want to live like, or what we could possibly live like if we felt empowered to just do what we wanted to do. Like if you felt empowered to just be who you are, completely stripped of all the social norms and all the things that you're told throughout your life, who would you be? When it comes to your body graph, that's what it's showing you. This is who you would be if nobody was watching, if nobody had any expectations over you, if you could just be your authentic, free self. This is what you chose. This is the message that you came to carry. This is how you came to interact with the world. This is your type. So when you dive into human design, when you get into it, this is your opportunity. This is now your opportunity to visit yourself from this perspective of, I am giving myself the freedom to be myself. I'm giving myself the freedom to express myself in what feels really good for me, regardless of what everybody else thinks, right? You take that challenge on, you take that on, and your life will be transformed. Okay, so based on the different the different centers that are active in your body graph, you are sorted into different aura types. If you have certain definitions and certain connections, certain wiring, it means it designates your energy in a certain way in terms of how you interact with the world, in terms of how you interact with other people, and how other people interact with you. So what human design is, a reading of energy that surrounds you, that it's like explaining the unexplainable, so to speak, like why people interact with you in a certain way, why people treat you a certain way, and or why you tend to be a certain way also with other people. So when you pull your body graph, the very top part of your body graph should be like a few lines, and it'll have a type, an authority, a profile, and all of this will pretty much be the first things, the incarnation cross. These are the things that you first want to allow yourself to take in. And here's where we'll get into kind of the types, right? Like I said, if you know your type, feel free to put it in the chat so that we know who's in the building. I love to say I'm a manifesting generator, and we're going to start with generators today. So what makes someone a generator? What makes someone a manifesting generator? There are of five types of auras in human design. But in reality, in what came down to Ra'uhururu, which was this man that heard this voice and then essentially downloaded the human design system. That is one story, and there's a lot of different it's said that there is several people that got a very similar download and worked on this human design system all together and brought information. And by now there's been so many people that have tapped in, so there's a lot more information that is freely available and accessible in regards to human design. So ultimately, it's 4 types, and manifesting generator, which is what I am, is a hybrid type. Thank you for filling up the chart here. The aura types. So these are the 4 main aura types according to human design. And like when you look at these pictures, you see what I was talking about, the different shapes, and you see that all of the shapes have these lines, these tubes that tie them together. So if you look at the third shape here and you see where it says generator, generators is what we're starting with today. I almost never start with generators, and I'm feeling like we're switching it up today. So generators have that red box that is highlighted, that you can see in the image. That is the sacral center. So the sacral center is the center of life force energy. And life force energy is just this natural born energy. It's like a battery. It's like the battery. Generators are the only ones that have defined sacrals. So in the terminology, when one of these centers is colored in, means that it has definition. So generators come with life force energy, and generators make up about 70% of the world's population. So this world is a generator world, essentially. And what happens as a result of the generator world is that a lot of our systems are based out of what functions best for generators. So generators essentially is why there's a 9 to 5 schedule of work. Generators have this ability to work for 8 hours and then rest for 8 hours and then have time for play and get, their 2 weeks vacation a year, like all of that kind of that system that we are very intertwined in, at least here in the US, is based out of the generators, and I mean globally as well. So 70% of the population is generators, and that 70% divides in half to manifesting generators and some just pure generators. So a pure generator has that sacral defined. It could be as simple as having 2 centers defined, like this, what is showing in this graph. And these 2 centers that are defined are tied together. So that would make it like a single definition. Your definition is also in that top part of your body graph. And your definition, all it means is if you have single definition, it means that all the centers that you have defined in your body graph are connected. They have a shaded in line between them. So they're connected centers. That's your definition. So some people are single definition. I think it's like maybe 50% of the population is single definition, and then there's the split definition. So there's split, there's triple split, and then there's quad split. Triple splits and quad split definition people are a little bit more rare, but I would say like there's more split and single definition. And if y'all have more questions about the definition, let me know. There's a lot to go into, but I'm going to move on to another type in a moment here. Generators have an open and enveloping aura. So generators, what that means is anywhere that you go, your energy is felt. Your energy overtakes the energy in the room. Your energy, the people that are in the room that are not generators are feeding off of your energy. So like consistently, if you think about auras as our energy fields, which they say our auras can extend up to 7 feet away from us. And so somebody with their sacral definition has their creativity, their flow all in there, and it's just permeating, and your energy is like it's extended out. It's like cotton candy, I want to say, to the beings that don't have this energy center defined. Like you are magnetic naturally. You have this energy that you can create. You can create, you can make things happen if you're following your design. So every design, every type has a strategy and an authority. If you have that sacral, well, you have to have that sacral definition to be a generator. You have to have that definition to be a generator. And Claribel, I see your question. What is the difference between all of the definitions, single split? So I kind of touched on it just a little bit. The difference is in how you process information. So as human design is an energy-based system, all of it is, start thinking about it, is this is how energy is flowing through you and from you, right? So when you have single definition human, energy is coming in and it's being processed through those centers that are defined, and then it's going out. And it means that when you are faced with a decision, when you are faced with something that you get to respond to, which responding is the strategy for sacral beings, for generators. Generator's strategy is to respond, which means that we are here to wait and then receive offers and respond to them. When you are a single definition human, it means that all your centers are in communication with each other. And when you are presented with an opportunity, an invitation, you are able to really lean in on yourself to make that decision, because all the centers that you have defined are speaking to each other. The centers that you have defined is your core essence, and all the centers that you have open in your body graph are your places of conditioning. They're your places where you get programmed. They're your places where you pick up the energy from the outside in. So it's how you differentiate the knowledge that you hold within yourself. So if like in that graph, you only have 2 centers defined, that graph shows somebody that has their G center defined and their sacral defined. And that means that that person has a really strong sense of self and self-love. That's the G center. And pretty much those are the only 2 centers that are innate. And everything else, their feelings, thoughts, pressure is coming from outside in. So when you start understanding it that way, let's say you have an open head. An open head means that most of the thoughts that you have are not yours specifically. They are coming from the outside in. And so when you learn things like that, when you understand what that actually means, it means that you're not necessarily here to make decisions from the open spaces. the spaces that are open. If you have an open solar plexus, it's the center of emotions. It means you're not here to necessarily listen strongly to those emotions because they're coming from the outside in. They don't hold the truth of who you are. When you're a generator who is an emotional authority, that means that you have a solar plexus that is defined. So all of your emotions are yours. Everything that you feel, any the weight, the weight of the decision that you're making, you're feeling, the emotions that are expressed out of that, those are yours because you have a solar plexus that's defined. And so that's you. If you have your solar plexus that's blank, that means that oftentimes when you are in the energy of other human beings, whatever you're feeling and the emotions that you're coming across are not your own. They are from the environment around you. So, for a single definition person is that all their sensors that are themselves are speaking to each other. A split definition person means that some of your sensors are connected and some are not. So there's a divide. So oftentimes you can see that if somebody has like definition like in the top part of their graph and the bottom part of their graph, and then there's no line that is pulling those things together. When a person is a split definition, that means that it is beneficial to that person to be in connection to somebody who bridges the split. And what that means is anything that you don't have in your particular body graph and in your chart, in your design, you're pulling that energy from the outside in. So you're getting it from the external. And a split definition person ideally needs somebody else that has the channel or has those gates that would complete the split that you have. And therefore, being in connection to this person or these persons will help you reach decisions faster. And to make that into like plain text, if you're split definition, you need to talk things out with other people when you have decisions. It's beneficial for you to be in community, and split definition beings function best in relationships. So like you are kind of really built to be in relationship because you will feel the most yourself when you're pulling in that energy from the outside. When you're a triple split, it means you have three different splits. So three different sections of sensors are talking within your body graph. And as a triple split human, you need more, usually two or more people to bridge those splits. People that are triple split function really well in cities, function really well in like places that they can go, just be around other people's auras. Know that everything that you touch touches you, right? So when you go outside, it doesn't matter if you're talking, if you're friendly, if you're like vibing with people or not, your aura is being felt. When you're a generator, your aura is being felt by the people around you. Like naturally, your aura is just being taken in by people around you. So protect your aura. Know that wherever you go, you're giving off your energy. People are holding on to it, are using it, are amplifying it, which is also what happens when you have the undefined areas in your body graph. Anywhere that you're undefined, oftentimes you're pulling in and amplifying energy from somebody that has that definition. So we all are in constant like energy exchanges whenever we're in an environment with other human beings. So generators, I love y'all. I'll get into manifesting generators a little later, but let me jump on over to manifestors. And so manifestors, what makes a person a manifester is having their throat defined, but not only their throat has to be defined, because it has to be their throat and what's called a motor center. So all centers have different functions. I'm not going to get into the different functions of all the centers today, but when there is a motor center that is attached to the throat, that makes that person a manifester. What it means is there's an energy that's flowing directly into that throat and therefore making this person able to speak things into existence. So in this chart, you can see that the little red triangle is tied to the throat. The throat is that square right in the top, like the third square. And the red triangle, that's the ego center, and that's the heart. That's the heart, which is the center of willpower, and it is a motor center. So it makes the manifestors be energy beings in a different way, though, than generators. One way that I've read it is that generators have a self-charging battery, and manifestors run like an engine, like like a car engine, if that makes sense. So manifestors have their throat defined, and their strategy is to inform. So if you're a manifestor, if you have a manifestor body graph, it means that you are the descendant of direct monarchs that were who ruled and created a lot of the structures that we have in this day and age. So manifestors essentially had the power to just say, this is what I want, this is what I want to see, this is where I want to go. And then in them informing and saying the things out loud, then it sparks off the other energy beings around them. So you have your generators whose strategy is to respond to that, to respond. So manifestors inform, manifestors speak into existence. It's really, really interesting to me that everybody, when they first learn, everybody, when they first learn their human design, has kind of like this reaction, like not really impressed or doesn't really want to do the strategy. Nobody wants to do their strategy. Nobody. Like, it's just like, I don't want to do that. You have a lot of manifestors that don't want to tell people what they're gonna do, that feel like immediate, like I just want to do me, right? Manifestor has an aura that is closed and repelling. And this is what happens. We're often socialized to be the opposite of who we are. So generators are told to be manifestors, to go out and do, go out and do, go out and get it, go out and create it. And manifestors are socialized like to be generators, to work hard and do all these things, and also to connect with others. But the manifestor aura makes it a little difficult to be in connection to others, because your aura is literally always pushing against other auras. So a manifestor's aura, as you can see in the aura chart, is closed and repelling because it's protecting you always. So your aura is always shooting out. Whereas if you look at the generator aura is a little bit of coming in, it's like, and radiating outwards. So the manifestor is closed and repelling. And because it's closed and repelling, it makes manifestors this energy that can be difficult or constricting for other energies around it. And so the way that manifestors make the energy smoother for themselves is by using their voice, literally, to inform. Once the informing part is done, which is the, hey, I want this, this is what I want, this is what I'm getting, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm doing, just expressing those things out loud allows the energy around you to understand and be able to facilitate the manifestation. It makes it smoother. It's like you won't encounter friction. A lot of time manifestors are trying to like rush into and just do, and force things to happen, and that just ends up causing a lot of disruption, and it leads them to be in their not self, which is also part of that top thing. All of the types have a strategy, an authority, and your not self theme. So for manifestors, your not self is anger. If you find yourself angry, typically what that means is you're pulling in energy through your centers that are open, right? You're allowing those energies to dictate a lot of what you're doing. And then it's making you angry because you're not meant to live life that way. So I mean, I love this chart because it tells you here, like, strategy, inform before acting. Your signature is peace, right? So peace is that opposite of anger. If you feel at peace, if you are at a place of inner balance, and that is your natural state to operate from. But that anger, it means you're out of alignment. So the not self theme for everybody, it means you are out of alignment. For generators, it is frustration. Frustration. Generators, we're meant to be satisfied in life. So if satisfaction isn't what you are feeling, isn't what you're driving in, then you are out of alignment, right? If you're feeling frustrated, you are acting from, you're allowing all those centers to kind of overtake yourself and who you are and what you're here to do. And the biggest thing that I didn't tell you, generators, yet is that sacral definition is your gut response, which is what you are meant to use to respond to the invitations, to respond to the offers. It's not anything else but really your sacral. Your sacral will literally say yes or no. You respond best to yes or no inquiries. For people that like to pull other people's charts and figure out who these people are, be a friend to those people. If you realize a person's a generator, ask them yes or no questions. Like, make life easier for yourself. If you realize a person is a manifester, understand that that person has to just say what they want to say, has to say what they want, has to say what they want, what they're going to do in order for life to be a little smoother for them. Generators and manifestors have the more simpler strategies to really start implementing. How you change your life right now today is decide that you're going to listen to your authority and you're going to follow your strategy. You start implementing these things today within the next few minutes, and you'll start to see the differences. You start asking, generator, you start asking your gut questions, yes or no. Listen to those responses, allow them to lead you, really follow those guidances. Manifestors, start telling the people closest to you, this is what I want. This is what I want to do this. I want more of this. And it's so funny because the manifestors always want to say, well, where's the money? Like, how do I get money? Like, obviously, inform. Informing is your first thing. Inform. Trust in yourself. Trust in that ability. Stop going against what you're driven to do, so to speak. So, manifestors, generators, you too are the energy types and are able to implement right away. When you learn about human design, you can implement right away. These are not strategies that take a lot of time, and really it's the only thing, and it's your homework. Like, past today, like, this is what you have to do. Generators, listen to your gut response. Ask it yes or no questions. Figure out what that yes feels like in your body. It's a literal feeling in your body. It's not a made up, it's not from your brain. Literally touch your gut and ask it questions that are yes or no, and follow those responses. Honor those responses. Honor that, because that is your truest sense of what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it. That's how you're going to get it. It's just listening to your gut. You can start doing that right now. And a manifester, you can start informing right now. Just do those things. Don't get caught up in all the little intricacies of your chart, your body graph, or whatever. Just really start doing these things. Just start doing them. And I love to tell people, because we love to test ourselves. Oftentimes we're so conditioned, the conditioning is so real, and depending on how many blank spaces you have on your graph, because you might have a lot of blank spaces. And if you have a lot of blank spaces, it means you are highly conditionable. You're highly programmable, and you spent a lot of time probably being programmed so much that it'll take a lot of effort for you to shake that programming and start to listen to those centers that are probably been quieted down because the noise from the outside in is really intense. So those are our two energy beings. And the hybrid of that is the manifesting generator. So the manifesting generator literally is somebody that has their sacral, and the sacral is lit up and it's connected. There's a line between the sacral and the throat. So there's a power force that goes from the sacral to the throat, and that makes someone able to manifest. But still, the first type is generator. They're still generators. So they are supposed to wait and respond. Wait and respond. And that's the hard part for the generator, is that wait, because you are taught that you're supposed to just go out and get it. And so to hear you have to wait and respond, it's like, well, why? Like, why do I gotta respond? Trust. That's all I gotta tell you. Trust. Trust that you are worth everything that you want, and trust that you will get everything that you want, and it'll come to you in divine timing. And honestly, I say divine timing, but it'll come by faster the more that you just trust and you let it go. So everyone is capable of manifesting. Just because someone's a manifester doesn't mean that that only manifestors can manifest. We all are manifesting beings, but just the way that we manifest and the way that we get our manifestations is a little different. And that's what human design is here to teach you, so that you stop trying to do it in the ways that other people are supposed to do it, the way that other types are supposed to do it versus the way that you're supposed to do it. We all still get to dream. We all still have hopes, aspirations, and things that we want. Just some types, like manifestors, can really just say it and go for it. Whereas generators, we say it and then we wait and respond to it when we see it. So that's the beauty. Like we get to visualize it, and then we get to know what it is, so that when it's in front of us, we get to check in with our gut. Is this it? Is this what I asked for? Yes or no? Yes, no, no. Okay, move along. Trusting yourself, trusting your body, understanding what the response feels like for you is key, generator. Okay, now there are the two types that are the non-energy types. I love y'all. Shout out to the beautiful projectors and the beautiful projectors that are in the building. The beautiful projector that has this beautiful space. Listen, so projectors are the newer energy type. The projector type is what was born that made the shift from a 7 center to a 9 center, because of projectors came to be. Projectors came to be because manifestors just was getting too wild. Okay, manifestors were getting too wild, and some balance needed to be brought to the planet. And projectors came to bring us that soundness of their experience. So projectors are the guides, and projectors have like a focused aura. So if we go to that aura chart, you'll see, where was projectors in the chart? No, not the chart, the body graph. Yes, there you go. They're the second ones. Projectors have a focus and absorbing aura. Now, if you look at the projector here, you'll see that they have very little definition. There are some projectors that have more definition than others, but essentially what makes a projector is that blank sacral, right? If the sacral is not defined, then that person's either a projector or a manifester. Then there's the reflector, which we'll get into in a second. But if the sacral isn't defined and the throat isn't defined, definitely a projector. There are projectors that have throat definition. And what makes them a projector instead of a manifester is that there's not an energy center like the heart that's directly attached to the throat. So if you don't have like a motor, like the solar plex, the motors are the solar plexus, the sacral, the ego, and the root. Like if those things aren't directly attached to the throat, then you are not a manifester. You do have manifesting abilities and you can tap into that in connection with somebody else, but you don't have, there's no power going to your throat directly when energy is flowing in. So projectors have a focus and absorbing aura. When you look at their aura, you see how it's like pointed. Projectors work really well one-on-one with other human beings, and they have an aura that just goes right into the heart of that other person that they're with. Projectors tend to have really good sense of other people, and they're really here to learn other people. They're really here to understand other people, because they just have this natural capacity to read you without you understanding how they know all of that. So projectors tend to make some people really uncomfortable, not gonna lie. Projectors are not energy types, but because they have so much open spaces and that sacral is open, they tend to be conditioned to act like generators and to think that they are generators, and they're not. So because of that, projectors tend to burn themselves out at some point trying to keep up with the generator. A lot of the energy that projectors have, they're taking it in from the external out. So it's really important for projectors to know that. The projector strategy is wait for the invitation. So projectors really hate hearing that. And it's hard, and I love y'all, and just, breathe through it. But I'm like, breathe through it, just breathe through it. Wait for the invitation is literally that. It's literally, you are here to be invited. You're here to be invited. You're here to be recognized and then invited into the conversation and invited into the space. And when you're invited, you get to show yourself, show your talent, and guide the energy. You're here to guide the energy. I wonder what it's called when you see things in a dream. Like a visionary, like a prophet. There's a lot of different there's a lot of different there's a lot of different ways that we can see that. So for projectors, waiting for the invitation means that you are here for a purpose. You're here with a purpose. You're here with your own genius. I want to say, like, projectors, honestly, most of the projectors I know, all of the projectors I know, are like little geniuses. They're like undiscovered geniuses who underestimate themselves a lot and who fall into traps a lot. What you're meant to do is get a lots of rest. You're not built for the 9 to 5 life. You're built to really learn a system, learn the energy around you, figure out what calls you, what centers you do have defined, right? And listen to those things, trust your guidance and your intuition, and use that to develop your discernment about the invitations that you're going to receive. Because here's the thing, you'll start to get invitations, and you're not necessarily meant to say yes to all the invitations. There's a right invitation for a projector. There is a right for each projector. There's a right invitation. And just one invitation will change your whole life, will change the whole trajectory of how you're meant to live. So it's very important to spend time resting it's very important to understand what play is and take care of yourself, and then allow yourself to develop patience for those invitations that will be extended. And I feel like I've seen it happen in terms of projectors. Like, you're just recognized. There's your people are here. Like, your people are here. The people that you're meant to guide and want your guidance are here and will ask for that. And it works best for you to just wait for yourself to be asked and invited into the conversation. Love y'all so much. Yay. I love me some projectors, not gonna lie. I do. I do.
Okay. I'm going to be very biased and pop in right now. After you guys. And I will tell you, waiting for the invitation is the hardest thing in the world to do. So, okay, generator, you wait to respond. There's plenty to fucking respond to. There's lots going on. Hey, hey, there's this, there's this, there's this. You're responding all day. Me, I got to wait for you not to just first notice me, but then invite me in. I have to wait for a freaking invitation. So excuse me if I'm a little bitter about being a freaking projector, okay?
So bitterness is the not self of projectors.
Oh shit. I'm in my not self then. Yeah, because you get tired of waiting. You know what? I'm just gonna speak up real quick for the
Yeah.
projector. Hey, 'cause y'all in the audience, y'all had y'all turn to say something when you was a generator. When she's I was giving everybody I was quiet. Okay. But listen, I can understand why bitterness is the not self thing for a projector because there is a bitterness in knowing that you can help somebody or knowing that like you got 2 cents that you want to add to something and you can actually make it better. But if you say something, it will. Listen, projectors. If you are not asked or you're not invited, it will go all the fuck wrong. Okay, people will start to like think you a know-it-all, or they may reject what you're saying. They may not even, and they may even know that you know, but they did not ask your ass. Okay, I had to learn that. That was very hard. Yes. So shout out to all the projectors. It's a hard knock life for us. Like Andy would say, I think she was a fucking projector. Shout out to all the projectors.
Projectors, yes. Projectors just feel things so strongly. It takes time. So here's also the thing, right? Like, waiting obviously is time. It's a time game. It's about how to navigate and play with time so that it best suits you, so that it's best working for you. They say that when you start on the human design path, it takes about 7 years to decondition from your conditioning. So
Pray.
if it takes 7 years to decondition yourself, right? It takes some time to even just get used to what the strategy is.
Mhm.
It takes some time to even allow that in. And I'm gonna tell you, everybody gets type envy. Type envy is like, you want to be somebody. I wanted to be a projector. I was like, are you sure I'm not a projector? Like, I feel like a projector. And
When I'm around generators, I'm such an envy the energy that they have to do shit. And I'll be like, yo, I just want to take a nap watching you do all of that. I'm exhausted. Sorry. So yes, I'm very envious. I have type envy like a motherfucker. Like sign me up for therapy. So there's only one more thing I wanted to say to you, Claudia. I thought it was really dope how, and because I know you're gonna get into reflectors, but you guess what, you guys? It's 1% of you guys. So you just wait. Okay. I'm just joking. Okay. So, but I wanted to say, I love how the dates were like 3 months before you were born. The information came in, and then there's a separate set of numbers for when you come because it popped in my head. I was, I study a little bit of everything. I am not, I'm a master of nothing. I'm a student of everything. But palmistry is the same kind of way. Your left hand is a representation of what your life path is supposed to be like from the gods, right? What they expect from you. But your right hand, if it varies, that's because that's it. You've veered away from that path some way. So this is your yeah. So some people's hands may look very similar because they're on that path, but and your right hand changes often, like the lines in your hand. but your left hand stays, because most people don't even use their left hand. So that is the hand that's most steady. So when they read your palmistry, they normally want to read your right hand because that's the life that you're living now. But your left hand is the life that you were supposed to live. So if they match up, you're on the right path, kind of. So that's all I wanted to say. I thought that was really dope.
I love that. First of all, I need to get my palms read. I feel like I've always wanted to. I'm looking for a good palm reader.
You know what? We might have to get that over here on Pronoia. I think that might be the next step up.
Putting that out there.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
comments, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to respond.
There you go. All right, I'm gonna let the reflectors have their time now.
Thank you. I see. So projectors are amazing. Projectors will read your ass. They will read your ass if you allow them. Let them in. They're here to guide. They're here to tell us the right way, really. They're here to shine a light, and there's a lot of resistance. There's a lot of resistance when projectors just offer their insight. I tell you, like I have I'm very close to quite a few projectors, and their aura can be very, very intense. It can be very intense. What about the black and red arrows? What about the black and red arrows? That could be a whole nother episode. And oh my gosh, you got your palms read. Send that info. Send that info because I've been looking for someone. I done gone to random places trying to get my palms read, and they tended to be intuitive readers, not really palm readers. But I literally want my palms read. I want someone to like. I have a lot of lines. Okay. Let's get into the reflectors, and we're about to wrap up. There is going to be further episodes of human design. I think we have one coming up very soon. So, Claribel, come through and ask me about which arrows specifically you want to know about, or what about the arrows. I can get into that a little bit more then, but I cannot get into that a lot of it now. But the arrows actually are very important. And I think for some people, probably for some people, if okay, so if you look at your body graph, and maybe that's so for the next time, I'm gonna get a body graph, just a body graph to put up. If you look at your body graph, there are 4 arrows on top of the person. If all your arrows are pointing in just one direction, if all your arrows are pointing all left, or if your arrows are all pointing all right, it's important for you to look at the arrows as one of your first stops, right? This episode is an introductory. So for your introductory, what you should be looking at is your type, your strategy, and your authority. Your type, your strategy, and your authority. For my generators and my manifestors, I told them your type and your strategy. Just those are the things that you focus on. Next episode, we'll dive in a little deeper, but those are the things that you focus on. Here's what I've been saying now. After following this path for a while, what I see people do the most is inundating themselves with information and getting stuck in the web of information and not using it, because that's what you do when you overwhelm yourself with information. You find yourself being unable to take action, being unable to move, and that's not the purpose. The purpose of human design is to get to know yourself better, to use these tools, to use the knowledge of self to improve yourself, to make stronger decisions, to align yourself with your path, to remind yourself of why you came here, to kind of take that on or even reject it, because for some of us, that's part of our journey, is rejecting it, looking at it and be like, that I'm not interested by it. Either way, what we're focusing on is just like those first few things, right? And we might have to do an episode just on profiles alone, because profiles are also the next level. So first your type, your strategy, and authority. Then we slide over to your profile, then your incarnation cross, then the arrows. If all your arrows are pointing left and all your arrows are pointing right, look up quad left, quad right, human design. and allow yourself to take that in, because that's important. But if all your arrows aren't pointing in one direction, you don't necessarily need to focus on the arrows quite yet. Not quite yet. Like, don't get caught up on that. Okay, so reflectors. Yay! So our most rare type are reflectors. To give you the breakdown of the types, 70% of the world is generators. 8% of the world are manifestors. 20% of the world are projectors. 2% of the world are reflectors. 2% of the world are reflectors. Now, there's 8 billion people on the planet. A lot of these graphs and charts are a little dated in terms of the percentage, but with the knowledge that every day people are being born and people are dying, and now the number that we have of people on the planet is 8 billion people. Out of 8 billion people on the planet, 2% of those are reflectors. So every month a reflector is born. Reflectors have no definition in their body graph. It's very easy to tell a reflector. Zero definition. Now, pop quiz, y'all. With everything that we just talked about in terms of definition versus no definition, what does no definition mean? For somebody to have no definition, what does that mean? Oh, go ahead.
No definition means that they don't have energy running through that center.
That's one, yes. If your defined centers is who you are. Your defined centers is who you are. Your undefined centers is you're not self.
You're not self. You're what you're being conditioned to be.
So our reflectors are literally walking around conditioned beings. They are the reflection of the society around them. They are the review. They are the ones that just kind of take on the energy and mirror it back. Whatever they receive, they give it right back. Reflectors are very rare. And in their rarity, they are beings that don't have a specific strategy and authority, because your authority comes from centers that are defined, right? And if you don't have any definition, then what is your authority? Their authority is outside of themselves. Their authority is outside of this planet. Their authority is the moon itself. So what reflectors have to do is wait a moon cycle before making decisions that strongly impact their lives. So a lot of the tools of human design are based off of decision making and choices and things that empower you to make the best choices and decisions for your life. Because if you think about it, that is what life is. It's a constant set of making decisions. It's a constant set of decision making and choices. If you really break it down to the simplest thing in terms of life is that we are consistently making decisions. How aware are you about the decisions that you're making on a daily basis? Depends on where you are on your journey and whether you give it thought, right? But everything is a decision. How you get up in the morning, what you do, what you eat. We're consistently making decisions on a day-to-day, everything. Who you talk to, what you put on in the TV, how you write. We're all what you put on, what you wear, how you present yourself to the world. All of these things are choices and decisions that we're consistently making. When you look at your life in terms of that empowered state, right? You're making the choice. You are the deciding factor in how you live your life. You take ownership and responsibility of what you experience and how you experience. So for my reflectors, love y'all. I have met a few reflectors thanks to the internet. Thanks to the internet and a few in real life. I got the pleasure of doing a reading for a reflector, and I was just like, tell me about yourself. Like, how do you live this life? How do you live this life? And I mean, they were clueless about being a reflector, but when they learned it, they were like, it absolutely makes sense. Reflectors give back the energy. So some have really big personalities because that's the energy around them is big personality. And some tend to like be more reserved. Reflectors tend to be very indecisive, and that's because they don't have that inner authority. And so when something huge is presented in their life, when it comes to life-changing decisions and choices, the best thing for them to do is to wait a moon cycle before making a determining factor and like really allowing themselves to look at the different gates in their body graph, look at how energy moves through them. So even though they're a reflector and they don't have defined centers, they do have gates that are defined. They have the different they have profiles. There's different things for them to look at in terms of their human design, but essentially they are here to experience this world and mirror back to it what they receive. So reflectors tend to be really powerful because they show us where society is getting it right and where society is getting it wrong. They have a power of just emphasizing that. So if you look at that the graph, if you get the graph up, for reflectors, I'm waiting for the little graph. The other one. There we go. For reflectors, it says wait a moon cycle. They have a sampling aura, um, and their not self theme is disappointment. Their signature is surprise. Their not self theme is disappointment. So, what this means for reflectors, they have a resistant and sampling aura. Their aura is similar to a manifestor aura, which makes sense since they're the two like more rare types, meaning their energy system is protecting them and is shielding them from completely being absorbed, because what'll happen is a generator aura will completely absorb. So what reflectors do is that they pull energy from the outside in, and then they just kind of sample it, they feel it out, and then they will mirror it back. I really like that that chart too tells you in terms of their purpose, like that the purpose part. Generators are here to organize and encompass. Projectors are here to synthesize, penetrate. Manifestors are here to, oh no, I'm reading the wrong one. They're here to work or build. Generators. Projectors are here to guide. Manifestors are here to lead. And reflectors are the gauge. Reflectors are the evaluators. They're the ones that provide that feedback. So, any reflectors in the building? I feel like one day I'll ask that and there'll be a reflector. There'll be a reflector. Reflectors, again, are very rare. They're beautiful humans. They're mirrors. I say like similar energy in terms of astrology to like Geminis who tend to be mirrors. You might get one side or the other side. Like if you get the less desirable version of a reflector, then it's often something about your energy that might be a little off too, or mostly, because they will give back to you what you are putting into the environment. So reflectors just gotta have to chill. There have to be like the waviest, like just flow, not not make it all complicated, not make life so difficult. Allow yourself as much time as possible. With reflectors, one of the things that I feel like I've read and it's what I provide as terms of guidance is that when you're faced with a decision to make, allow yourself to make the decision, but not communicate the decision, right? So you make the decision and live with it for 28 days for the moon cycle, 29 days sometimes. Go through the whole moon cycle with that decision made in your heart, just in yourself, in your being. And when the moon cycle passes, evaluate whether that was the right decision for you. And if it was, if it felt good, if you felt good in those 28 days with that decision, then that's your decision, right? And if it felt awful and you were like disappointed and you were in your not self in that whole time, it's time to like, that's your key. That's your key, that's not for you. That's not for you. Another honorable mention that I will say, half of the world, 50% of the world are emotional authority beings, and you share a strategy. 50% of the world, regardless of what type you are, except for reflectors, because reflectors don't have defined centers. So, off of the three types, still 50% of you are emotional authority beings. So, people that are emotional authority beings have their solar plexus defined. And y'all need to feel y'all feelings. Please feel your feelings. Okay? That's my public service announcement for today. Feel your fucking feelings. Now, emotional authority beings, what it means is you are supposed to give yourself time before you make a strong decision in your life. Like things that heavily will impact your life, you are meant to give yourself time to ride the emotional wave of that decision. No decision will ever feel 100% certain when you make it. So know that right now, like you're never going to be 100% sure. But you have to let the emotional wave run in order to reach a place of calm and then make your decision. Sacral beings, you have an extra power because you can ask your sacral yes or no at the beginning, let your emotional wave run, and then ask your sacral again. Other beings that are not sacral powered, meaning my projectors and my manifestors, you just have to go roll with the punches of that decision. It becomes clearer to you. It becomes clearer to you if it's a yes or a no. And the more that you walk in that decision, the more you walk into the path, it'll become more and more certain to you the rightness of your decision. As long as you let the emotional wave run, you don't make the decisions out of the high energy or the low energy. Like when you're feeling really excited or where you're feeling really like depressed about the choice, those are not the times when you make a decision. It's really important for you to tap into emotional intelligence. It's really important for you to let those waves run. You're not necessarily here to be spontaneous. You're not necessarily here to just make decisions at the drop of a dime. You're here to allow your emotional wave to run. Other centers that are not emotionally defined are here to live in the present moment and make spontaneous decisions and say yes, no. If you're splenic, if you're sacral, you have those yes, no responses and you go off of that. Emotional authority beings, you're not here to make those fast choices and you shouldn't get pressured into making decisions quickly. You have a job offer, your response is I'll think about it and I'll get back to you within 48 hours, or I will get back to you, with a time frame. Give a time frame, but allow yourself as much time as possible, as much time as you can get away with, especially for the really big decisions. And the biggest thing that I love to tell emotional authorities is, what's for you is for you, and what's for you is willing to wait for you. Is willing to give you however much time you need to reach a comfort in your decision. So be patient, have patience with yourself, extend yourself compassion, extend yourself grace, listen to yourself, know yourself. And so, with that said, I think that was our intro to human design. If you have any questions.
That was beautiful. I hope y'all were taking notes. I hope that y'all really like tapped in and understood. Yes. That was beautiful. And yes, you know what? You think I know, but it was a lot of stuff on here that was new to me. Like at least the connection of the split, I didn't even know. I didn't really even know that. See, I'm learning something new every day. That was so. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
the splits are really fun to look at. And if you start doing like synastry charts with other people and seeing where other people bridge your splits, I feel like naturally high intuitive people will see and recognize and understand the energy differences. And I find that even like me, when I got my first human design reading, I was already in a path where I was listening to my intuition more. And so when she said the things that she said, I was like, yes, this is me. Like, this is me.
right.
And I made that decision intuitively. And that's how you know, hello, because your intuition often is telling you to do things the opposite way that you've always been told to do things. And it's what makes life seem so difficult, right? So the beauty of human design is being able to see yourself and being like, okay, the beauty of getting a reading is to have somebody else witness you, because that adds that fire to the flame and the fuel to see, like, you see me. So it's not all here. It's not all just me making this shit up. Like, this really is me. This is
You
really
know.
how I am.
Yes. I want more people to become versed in human design because I don't want to. I hear all the time. How you know it's your human? I know now that it's okay. Now this is why I do it. Like I have to take a million naps a day. I don't give a shit. If I don't take a nap, I am cranky. Let me tell you. You see this? This is nap phase. Okay. I was sleeping before I came on. I usually sleep right before the show. I have 2 cats. I love them. You know why? Because they sleep. We
Mm.
need rest. Projectors need rest. And I didn't understand this before you told me about like human design. We got into it. Then I was like, fuck, I'm not lazy. People will say, oh, you're lazy, or like you take your time doing things. No, I've spurts of energy and I push those out and then I get shit done. Even with money, I accumulate it and then I'll have enough just to get me by so I can go and hibernate somewhere and go sleep like I need to. Like I get that now that that's a part of my human design. Cause then I look at other people and they live that 9 to 5. I can't work a 9 to 5 job. And it's like as hard as I want to and I try to, it's just damn, I'm gonna always like I
It's
and I
not
have
for
spurts.
you. It's not for you. You
Yeah.
know what? Here's another thing, projectors. Projectors ideally will work 4 hours a week.
A
So
week. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all hear that? You hear that? You hear that?
4 hours a week. So if you think about that, and I'll also give you another one. The trick to it, right? Because people are like, how can I live in this society
Yes.
with working 4 hours, right? Like, that's what people admit. That's immediately where people go, like, that's okay, that's impossible. That can't happen. The trick to it is you have to make work out of the things that feel like play. So like has work should be pleasurable. And I think as a whole, we're shifting the dynamic, we're shifting our paradigm to embrace that concept, right?
Yes.
But if it feels like work,
I ain't even
like work in the way that I'm saying it, right?
yeah.
It's you have very little energy for it. And what happens to a lot of projectors, and it's funny because when Foxy told me she was a projector, I was like, I feel like I felt that in my soul because I feel like projectors do the fucking most. I'm not gonna lie. Projectors be doing the most. And it just be like, how you do all of this? Like, why are you doing all of this? like,
Yeah.
like why? But it's because projectors amplify generator energy and they just be going and you just be like, oh shit, like okay, like I okay. But it'd be like it's too much. It's too much. You're gonna burn yourself out. And
Really
that's
do.
what happens.
Yep,
It's like
absolutely. I do.
the energy hit, drop down. And you
Wait,
know what, projectors, like you may not realize it, but y'all will get sick all of a sudden
that
on
happened to me.
the most randomest shit. Like you trying to do a whole bunch of stuff, and all of a sudden, boop, strep throat. And that was a direct shot at a projector that I know. Sometimes it's like you're gonna get knocked down because your body's still gonna be like, nah, yo, we ain't built for all of that. We're
We
not.
ain't built. That's not our human design, ma'am. Have several fucking seats. Yes, I feel you because today, you know what? Oh, so remember I told you I had to do the drop off, I had to do this, I gotta go to this, I had to go meet my girls. I had a lunch appointment, and you know what? I said, fuck that. I said, okay, so there's a restocking on Friday. We gonna put it all in on Friday. Because if I did that and then had to come to this show, tomorrow I wouldn't be doing nothing. I would be resting all day because there's too much energy. And then I had a show yesterday, right, with Bella La Flor, and now we had a show today. And I said, oh, I don't know. We're gonna have to change this up. No back-to-back shows. I got to sleep today. Get my rest in.
Set
But
those boundaries, Foxy. That's all right. We can schedule around. We have to. You have to honor that. Like I'm all about it. Like I had a friend tell me the other day, like I'm so happy I have friends that I could tell, like I can't go, I'm gonna sleep, and they were happy for me. I'm
yes.
that friend. I'll be happy for you. I'll be like, yes, get your rest, please. Please,
Man,
we'll all be better for it.
yes, and yeah. So knowing your aura type, knowing, and we didn't get into profiles and stuff like the 6'2" and all of that. We got so we. I really think this intro is really great. I think that we could do this quite a few times with the intro, and then follow up quickly with everybody just bringing your chart and asking your questions, but then doing part two of the intro, and then doing the same thing because you know the profile and stuff, it gets even deeper. And you guys, it's not it sounds complicated. I'm going to make sure that I got some visuals. I might even just put up my human design. You can just use me, okay? You can just use me, and we'll put mine up so that you guys can see it, because it's as much as it sounds complicated, it honestly is not as complicated as it sounds. And if you once you start realizing, oh, this is me, you'll see how it all kind of connects. I'm all into the gateways and the channels, so I'm gonna be like making sure I'm got me a big old notebook for when we get to that part, because I don't know what the fuck is going on there. So but I got the aura, I got the profile, and I definitely, my favorite part is, it's so crazy, it's the crosses. I love the angle crosses, like learning the different ones, because there's so many. And it's so that makes you so individual. Like, okay, I might have a 6'2" profile, I might be a projector, and you might be a projector of 6'2", but we don't even have the same cross angle. Like that, we didn't come here with the same things that make us go,
Exactly.
So yeah, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Claudia. You gave us some real information tonight. Again, Star Seeds. Thank you all for tapping in. This has been amazing. You are amazing. Claudia, anything else you'd like to say to the Star Seeds before we close out tonight?
So, like I said, just really learn your type, learn your strategy, put it into action, start developing patience, have a lot of compassion, find a buddy. Split definitions, for sure, find a buddy. You need a buddy.
Yes.
Split definition, you need a buddy. Single definition, relationships are hard for you because you think you know it all and you don't think you need nobody, but you
Oh
do.
my gosh. I know so
So,
many single definition people who are like that. They just be like, yo, I could do this shit. I'd be like, are you an Aries? Oh, you're single definition. Okay, that makes sense. A split definition. We need love, god damn it. Give me a partner and I feel great. Like balance me out, god damn it. Make sure that I'm right. Because I feel like I got two different things going on. Any, mini, or miny, or mo. Tell me. Yeah.
yeah. Depending on your type and your aura, you start understanding why people act how they act towards you. So manifestors, you have a love hate aura, okay? People gonna love you or they gonna hate you. It's one or the other. It's not both at the same time. So don't try to make people like you. Don't think that you have to do anything. Don't think that you have to do. Or you're single. Yeah. Don't think that you got to do anything. Be yourself. Allow yourself. Honestly, manifestors are here to be selfish as fuck. Not gonna lie. Like y'all are able to. Y'all need to learn how to be selfish and inform. Even inform people that like I'm gonna be selfish from now on. Okay. Watch the world adjust to you.
Adjust.
Watch the world just show you the way. Like literally, you want the money? Show me the money. Like that should be your thing. Like say, hey, I want to be shown the money. What's my path to abundance? I am on my path to abundance. Like affirmations and shit like that, but you gotta really believe and you gotta really want and you gotta really know and be sure that you're ready to receive it. Shout out to my single definition people. And I'm a single definition too. And I
Oh,
definitely,
are you?
yes.
Yeah, that's why you was on some. Yeah, well, what I'm saying, do what you gotta do. But I'm single right now. When I'm ready, I'm ready. I was like, damn, I wish I was that strong because right now I just want. No.
Yes. Split definition, you just have to be around other energy. Split definition, you're built to be around other energy. Single definition, you all of us always want to be connected to other people though. Like that's a natural, like a human instinct is connection to other human beings. So we all want that. The way that we're meant to access it though is a little different. And being aware of your energy type and your aura type and what you're putting out helps you be aware of what it is that you're putting out and shape that so that it's working for you and not against you.
Yeah, that makes sense. I love it. It's been a magical night, y'all. Thank you, Starcy.
Yes.
Thank you all for tapping in tonight. Again, this was the intro to human design. Claudia will be back with us on Saturday. Saturday. So make sure you bring your charts this time. If you would like us to upload it, send it over to me. You can email it to me or you can send it to me on IG. I know my wonderful producer will put up our email address there for us, and that's where you can send over your chart. But you can also just take a screenshot, send it over to me on IG. I like to work from my phone and boop, boop, boop. I can upload it here for Claudia, and we can go into detail about your specific chart. This right here, you don't get this often. So I'm telling y'all, do it. I wouldn't miss the opportunity. My chart's gonna be up here because I want her to tell me everything she can find, she can put in there as much as she can, because learning yourself honestly is going to take you to a whole nother level of like truly who you like, becoming who you really supposed to be. And I know we all want to get there, so human design is another tool to help you tap in closer to divine in which you are connected. Oh, y'all, it's been a wonderful night. We at 1 hour and 42 minutes. 42, there's that magical number again. And flipping, that's how old I'll be.
Ow.
24. So
Yes, I'm super hyped. Absolutely. Gather some questions. Come through with the arrow question because I love to tell you about your arrows. So put your chart up, send it to Foxy.
yes.
We don't even have to do names. Like you can cross off your name and you can like put something like a color, whatever you want, however you want to be identified. I love it. I love reading other people's charts and just seeing other people's designs. So for sure, come through with those questions on Saturday. I'm super hyped. I will be
Yes.
there. Yay.
Yay. So, and also, if you have family members and your children's charts, oh my God, you know how important it is to know your kids' human design. It is very important. You know how to deal with them. Like if your baby needs a little extra rest because she a little projector, go ahead and let her get a little extra rest. And if that baby's running around acting crazy all day, they a generator. No, I'm just joking. Or if they demanding like, I want it now, they're a damn manifester. That's all. That's all but it is important to know your kids' human design. So think about that too, putting your kids' human design out there and seeing who you got around you, even your friends and your man and your boss. Hell, anybody that you can get their information at least their birth time. I say pull their chart. It's it's better to know shit you don't need to know than not know it when you need to know it. Goddamn.
You as well for that. You as well for that. Let's practice some ethics. At least, block people off. You know what I'm saying? Don't
Listen, if you give me your birth time, you know that I'm about to find out some shit about you. So if you that open with me, baby, if you're born at 1 p.m., you let me know that. Tomorrow I'm gonna know a lot about your ass. I'll be sitting over there with your favorite ice cream, your favorite shit. You like, damn, she knows everything. Yeah, baby. Don't give me all that. I'm just but your boss, you might
Yo,
want to know this. I'm just saying, so you can work it around in the workplace. I don't know. Claudia, so
So
much.
Foxy is talking like a true projector because this is what projectors are here to do. They're here to, but let me tell you, generators, you're here to know thyself. That phrase is for generators. So know thyself. Projectors is know the other to know thyself. So
Mm,
Foxy,
that makes sense.
yeah.
I'm all about knowing what other people got going on. Cause baby, I don't want you in my space because I don't even know. I need to know you. And not just I don't want to know your sun sign. I want to know your sun, your moon, your rising. I want to know your numbers, numerology, astrology, human design. Baby.
Projectors are absolutely here for that purpose, and that's why like there's even a discount for like the academy to learn human design. Like if you want to get certified, there's a discount for projectors because projectors need systems under which to classify and understand people better,
Who the
like
fuck
human
are you?
design, like astrology, like numerology. Like it just you just do better when you can categorize.
Yes, that makes so much sense. Oh my
Yeah.
God. See, y'all, I don't even know this, but I'm a projector and that's how it makes sense to me. So again, tap into your human design.
I need to know your information.
I needs to know. She's like, yo, have some. Oh, my bad. I'm asking too much because I'm like, and look, when you said absorbing and like, in man, when I get in somebody's energy, you can't even really lie to me because I feel everything. I'm right on. I feel it. Like, maybe I'm being suspicious, but I feel that shit. Yeah, yeah. And I love those one-on-one connections. I think that is the most beautiful kind of connection. But anyway, yes, y'all. Get into your chart. I love being a projector now, but there are some frustrating things about it. We all have it in all of our charts. Again, like she said, there's envy. I want to be this. Everybody want what they don't have. Big booby girls want little boobs. Big booby girls want little things.
Fussy always gets me going. But one thing that I also want to mention is that when you know your kids' charts, when you pull your children's charts, children are naturally who they are, right? And so the beauty of you being a parent that knows human design is knowing not to interfere with who they are,
Mm,
allowing them to be themselves. And that is so powerful. That is a privilege for
yes.
them to be able to be themselves and not have to be in their 30s trying to figure that out. You
Yes.
know
No,
what I
that's
mean?
so yeah, that is that's why I say you guys get your kids. That's a step up in life for real. Cause I'm in my age just now figuring this shit out. But I'm gonna use it like magic
But
now.
if
Shit.
you know your kids and you learned human design, you can observe them and you can just be like, yes, okay, this makes a lot of sense. It'll make you understand them because a lot of us is out here parenting these Gen Alphas and these Gen Zs, and we don't know you. Like, why are you like this? Like, this is never like, if you know their human design and you look at it, you'll be like, this is why. This kid literally, this is why they like this. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with me. It got everything to do with them.
Right.
Now, how do I support them?
Yes.
How
Yes.
do I protect them? How do I empower them? Right? That's what the beauty of learning human design for your children is.
Yes. You
Is to
got
have
to do a
them
whole class just on human design for kids. Yes. So thank you guys. Thank you all. Thank you, Claudia, for tonight. And I will be seeing you real soon on Saturday. Again, y'all get y'all charts. Tap in for human design class on Saturday. Make sure you're ready. Again, if you want us to showcase your chart, send it over to me either on IG or in an email. And I will make sure to get that up for you and Claudia to go through your human design. All right, y'all. This is Pronoia Starseed Podcast. It's been a wonderful night. I know y'all got to work in the morning, so thank you for hanging out with us on a Wednesday. See you on Saturday. Have a great evening. The universe is always working in your favor, no matter what you see on this 3D, on 5D, baby. It's all coming together for you. Have a good evening. Peace and blessings.
He's my number one, I don't need nothing on the side. Been loving him for a minute now, think about it makes me cry. We're only human, everything ain't always right. Sometimes we be tripping, squash it and swallow our pride. If we're gonna last, sometimes lingers in my mind. But when he takes his cookie, he reminds me that it's fine. But we're only human, everything ain't always right. But but he be having me tripping. Go somewhere and clear my mind. Slip me a kiss, then he won't. Confused about this love, I'm like, don't. Go right back around into gold. Go right back around, then I won't. This love is so good, I can't lose him. If I had to again, I would choose him. If we argue again, I might lose him. If we argue again, I might lose him. Everybody has a story, but some are just unique. The stuff we've been through made us never broke. Try walking in our feet. Hey. One day we are loving hard, the next day not so much. But we don't talk to each other, both of our draws are in a bunch. You say left, I say right, then we meet in the middle. How we make this work, Lord knows, try more than just a little. Prayed and prayed for something to come true. But even though it's rough sometimes, I know he brought me you. Man on my mind constantly is you. All of the time it's you. Sometimes I think that my dreams came true. But it's all in my mind, I only hope it's true. Slip me a kiss, then he won't. Confused with this love, I'm like, don't. Go right back around into gold. Go right back around, then I won't. This love is so good, I can't lose him. If I had to again, I would choose him. If we argue again, I might lose him. If we argue again, I might lose him. I'm so confused, yo, I wish it was clearer. I see you when I look in the mirror. I see you when I look in the mirror. I see you when I look in the mirror. I'm so confused, yo, I wish it was clearer. I see you when I look in the mirror. I see you when I look in the mirror. I see you when I look in the mirror. He's my number one, I don't need nothing on the side. Been loving him for a minute now. Think about it makes me cry. We're only human, everything ain't always right. Sometimes we be tripping, squashing and swallow our pride. If we're gonna last, sometimes lingers in my mind. But when he takes his cookie, he reminds me that it's fine. But we're only human, everything ain't always right. But he be having me tripping, go somewhere and clear my mind. I love him, I don't wanna lose him. I love us, but will I stay choosing? Stay choosing to love us or lose him. Stay losing, my heart will be bruising. We used to lay back and be cruising, staring at each other, be cruising. This love for you, never I'm losing. This love for us, never I'm losing. He's my number one, I don't need nothing on the side. Been loving him for a minute now. Think about it makes me cry. We're only human, everything ain't always right. Sometimes we be tripping, squash it and swallow our pride. Let's create a universe where the rings of Saturn. I'm the sun, you the moon, and the light reflects, complementing each other, that makes us just Energy shared between us is so phenomenal. Astrological thinking on the same thought pattern. Let's create a universe where the rings of Saturn. Our love goes deeper than the meanings, feelings, healings. Coasting on the wings of my eye. You're the air that I breathe. Goddess of my dreams. Put you on a pedestal, place the one above you. Got you going in circles, showing my love Jones. Putting me in a zone, making this house a home. How long will it take for you to realize? Open up your third eye. Enoch is just God in the physical. Queen, I'm just a man. I need you to understand that I'm God in the physical. I'm the sun, you the moon, and the light reflect.